Today marks 10 years since the WWE 2012 Survivor Series pay per view event. And what is so special about that show that we're still talking about it 10 years later on this day? Well, my good friend, it was on that show that we saw these three mysterious men in black in turtlenecks triple power bomb Ryback through a table. Those three men were Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns. The Shield were born. The Shield have formed. The Shield have arrived and debuted in the WWE. So because they debuted at the Survivor Series today, well, technically I'm recording this on a Thursday, but today on this Friday, it officially marks 10 years since the Shield have debuted in the WWE. Now, technically, it is the 10th anniversary of Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. People were all over the internet talking about how, oh, you don't mention Ambrose slash Moxley. Why don't never mention him? It's his 10th anniversary, right? Nah, fam. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins have been here in the WWE for 10 years. Ambrose was in the WWE for like 7 years. I may be wrong. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comment section. But he wasn't in the WWE for 10 years. So it makes sense for them to really have this month be about Roman and Seth. And they have acknowledged the Shield many times on their social media platforms, like the behind the scenes of their intro music and all that stuff. But, anyways, it's just crazy how 10 years ago we don't know who any of these guys are. Hardcore fans probably knew who Ambrose were, but like I didn't know who Ambrose was. I didn't know who Rollins was. I didn't know who Roman Reigns was. Who would have thought that these three guys in turtlenecks, because they debuted with turtlenecks, that's the running gag. But who would have thought these three mysterious men would end up becoming one of the biggest stars in the WWE, one of the biggest stables of their time, and to this day, still on top of the wrestling world? Roman Reigns is in the prime of his career right now. He is the undisputed Universal Champion. He has been champion for over 800 days. He is the top dog. He is the face of the company. He is the last needle mover. He is the best in the world. He is the head of the table. Seth Rollins is the architect. He is the visionary. He is the messiah. He is the United States champion. And he has just been killing it as well. And of course, we look at John Moxley slash Dean Ambrose, whatever one you want to call him, Renee Young's husband, it doesn't matter. AEW World Champion, even though he's about to lose the world title tomorrow at Full Gear, but he's still currently the AEW World Champion. He is the heart and soul of AEW. And it's just amazing and insane how 10 years ago we're all like, oh my God, who are these guys? To now we're looking at these guys as future Hall of Famers, because it's not even an argument at this point. These three guys are future Hall of Famers, separately, togetherly, you know. And what made the Shield so great was that what made the Shield so dangerous is that they were truly a unit. You know what I'm saying? That they had three different special personalities. You had Dean Ambrose, who was the talker, the trash talk, mean, green, aggressive type. Roman Reigns was the Samoan badass who, granted, he didn't say much, but he let his actions do the talking. He was that powerhouse. It was really hard to bring him down. Seth Rollins was the blueprint. He was the architect. He was the brains behind the operations, the strategist, you know what I'm saying, drawing up the plays for the boys. That's what made the Shield so special, that they were truly a unit. There was no leader. People bring up the fact that, oh, Roman was the leader, Seth was the leader, Dean was the leader. There was no leader of the Shield. The Shield were truly a brotherhood. They were a unit. And when they were a unit, nobody could take them down. It was hard. For months, they were on a rampage. They took out John Cena, Ryback. They took out Taker. They took out Daniel Bryan. They took out Sheamus. They took out Mark Henry. Dude, granted, they didn't touch him. I can guarantee if they were to have an in-ring confrontation with Brock Lesnar during that time, they would have took out Brock Lesnar. They took out Kane. They took out so many guys, man. The Shield were dangerous, man. Their matches were freaking incredible to watch. Their match with the Wyatt family at the Elimination Chamber is still one of the best six-man tag matches to this day. The fact that they were able to easily dominate Evolution in two pay-per-view occasions, that being Extreme Rules and the Payback. The Shield were a group that will never be forgotten, and definitely it's I mean, they were so tight. That's why when they did come back, it when they did have their reunions, it didn't work out because the Shield at this point were established. Seth Rollins was established. Roman Reigns was established. Dean Ambrose was established. They didn't really need that reunion. I mean, it was cool, but they didn't need it. They were stars. And that's another thing, man, because the Shield was one of the last few times that the WWE made an attempt to create stars. And they did. Seth Rollins became a star. Heist of the century, Ambrose became a star. Granted, he had a slow start, but he became a star. Roman Reigns, well, we all know how Roman Reigns, we all know how his run came after the Shield ended. And that's another thing, their breakup, it was perfect. Like, it was just, man, it's just, I'm just, it's crazy, man, again, how this group is still taking over the wrestling world and they're still dominating like always. Yeah, they may not be together anymore, but the fact that they're still running the wrestling world, they're dominating after these 10 long years. Again, going back, the fact that who would have thought that on that night, November 18, 2012, that these three guys who were at the time just CM Punk lapdogs, because that's what they were. They were CM Punk lapdogs. They were doing his dirty work. Now they run the wrestling world now, and it's awesome. It really is awesome. And shout out to Creative, Triple H, and I know a lot of people don't like him, but Punk, he did have a play in creating the Shield. So just putting this group together, and it was awesome. But anyways, that's really the video. I hate this being too long of a video. I was trying to make it less than 5, but it is what it is. Y'all know how I get when I get to talking about these stuff. So I hope you all enjoyed the video, man. Remember to subscribe and like and comment. I will be back, man, with my Friday Night SmackDown review and my AEW Rampage review later on. And of course, Saturday will be AEW's Full Gear. And then Sunday will actually be my Survivor Series War Games prediction. So be on the lookout for that. Anyways, this has been the Kid DC Wrestling. And so, yeah.